Hello, Cancer. This is going to be your weekly tarot and oracle forecast. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies for the upcoming week, break it down, and let you know how to navigate. Now, this video is intended for all Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So if you'd like to check out your other astrological placements, please check out my other videos. So this week, I think we're all going to be celebrating when I tell you that we are coming to the end of Mercury retrograde. Mercury is finally going direct. And with that, we even have a Venus retrograde finally going direct. And at the end of the week as well, we have a full moon in Libra, which is all about partnerships, relationships. So many things are shifting, you know. I've described this energy lately as being in a void, meaning we're not in the old, we're not in the new. There's been some, emotions running high, some restlessness, or even just feeling stuck. And so you're not alone if those are the things you're feeling, but just know that things are shifting. We've gone through this process for a reason. Like, do you remember way back when everybody was saying that March was going to be like the craziest month ever for astrology? Well, guess what? We've survived it. So here we are in a brand new month with new opportunities. So let's see what we need to know for this week. What are the current energies? And essentially, like, we're stepping into the start of a new week. So how have the retrogrades shaped our current mindset or emotional state? Well, Archangel Raphael, love, healing, and miracles. So I feel like you've been through quite the healing process, Cancer. I want you to believe in miracles. I want you to be open to love. I want you to explore. Wow, I saw this card, I think, in Virgo and Capricorn readings. If you have those placements or you're dealing with those signs, this is all about new things. We're navigating new energies, and maybe you're thinking about traveling or just wandering and doing something to spark new adventures. Here we have abandonment. I saw this with the Virgo reading, and it's a tough energy because it says feelings of unworthiness or rejection. Maybe during Venus retrograde, you were sort of reevaluating those feelings because Venus can be about, your sacral chakra, self-worth, self-value, and self-respect, and sort of how to look at the root of the issue and move past it. I mean, I help people with this all the time. If there's anything that you need, I can help you as well. We look at the roots because, we can't live in the past, we can visit there, but we want to look at the roots because once we process or have an understanding, then we can truly move past them. If we're not knowing why things are happening, then we kind of go around and around and around. And so if you've had relationships where you've felt abandoned, then there's usually something from earlier on in life that wasn't addressed. And here we have resourcefulness. So anything to do with Mercury retrograde, right? Or a retrograde in general, I should say. It's not just Mercury, it's Venus as well. Re-examining, redoing, reevaluating, right? Anything with re in it is basically retrograde. So intelligence, mental action, right thinking. I do think that during the retrogrades, you've been sort of like rethinking things. Maybe it's time to find a better way than what used to happen. So let's take a look with this deck about the mental clarity that you've gained with Mercury retrograde ending. Like, what insight or understanding is now coming through clearly after Mercury's retrograde confusion? And we have the Two of Swords. Yeah, making a decision. Not making a decision is making a decision. So be very careful about your decisiveness. I'm hoping that during Mercury retrograde, you've thought things through to the point where now you can say, I want this or I want that with certainty. Because if you're sitting on the fence, it's only going to keep you there, right? And so with that, we have the Emperor. Now, I've seen the Emperor quite a bit. I feel like I'm looking at an Archie comic book when I see this card. I always think of Jughead, yes, but then there's that character that had the blonde hair, and I can't remember the name of the character. If you know, please let me know in the comments. But the Emperor is about making a power move, and this is about taking a bite, out of life here, exploring, right? And with that, the Magician, well, there's Mercury right there. Hopefully Mercury retrograde has given you time to think about, where you've been, and Venus retrograde as well. Like I said, with your self-worth and self-value and self-respect, you have all the tools to manifest the things that you want. So you've got to be mindful, right? Mindful of your mindset is what I've been saying a lot recently. And let's take a look as well here. We have here the Three of Pentacles, collaboration, working together and going to the next level. I mean, I saw this in the Taurus reading as well. So, this is really asking you to be open to collaboration or help. Don't be so stubborn that you don't take someone else's help. I know you can do things yourself, but sometimes it's nice to have a helping hand, you know? And I should mention, if I haven't already, pardon me if I already did, we are having a full moon Zoom on Friday, April 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're getting together for a 2-hour live general collective reading, talking about all these retrogrades and relationship topics, the full moon, and you'll get a recording of that Zoom as well as a personalized mini moon reading that gets sent to you by the next new moon. Okay, so the cost is $22. The link is in the description box below, and I'd be very happy to have you join us. So let's take a look with the relationship or self-worth shift because of Venus retrograde ending. So what lesson or realization has emerged regarding love, beauty, finances, or self-worth? And we have here temperance. Let go of self-imposed limitations. Exactly. Don't get in your own way. Temperance is patience. It's forgiveness. Yes, it can be some reconciliation. It means something is brewing, right? Taking something from the past, applying it to the present so you can have a better future, as I always say. And here we have the Eight of Pentacles. This says, sorry, but fairies aren't going to come do all the work for you. Very interesting. You've got work to do. You can't rely necessarily on everybody else, but you can be collaborative. I think that's the distinction. You don't have to do everything yourself. It can be collaborative, but you are essentially what drives everything forward. It's up to you. And let's see what else we have here. The Two of Cups. Two of Cups is all about partnerships. Some people are like the pumpkin to your spice. How cute is this? I mean, there might be a focus on love. The better you feel about yourself, the more work you do for yourself, the more love and partnerships come your way. And here we have the Four of Pentacles. Treat yourself to something shiny every now and again. Absolutely. Interesting. Maybe this is a little bit of retail therapy, which is fine every now and again, of course. But it also tells you don't hold yourself back, right? We talked about these sort of limitations. If you're living in lack, then you're going to stay in lack. And I'm not saying go spend foolishly. I always tell this to people. Don't spend foolishly. However, investing in yourself or something that makes you feel good is not a bad thing. You're allowed to do that. Because again, if you believe that you don't have enough, you will never have enough. So let's take a look at the next energies here. This is what to leave behind. So what behavior, belief, or connection should be released as we move forward post retrograde? Okay. Four of Cups. Well, there you go. I've seen this already. Many readings already. Four of Cups is the overanalyzing to the point of missing out on an opportunity. That may have been in the Capricorn reading. And it's interesting because Capricorn and Cancer share the same axis. So you're very similar to each other, but of course different. And this is saying that the universe is kind of offering you something, but you may not be seeing it. You may not even be aware of it, or may not even be looking for the opportunities, right? So what do you have to leave behind? The overanalyzing. There's the Tower. If you've had a Tower moment, or you do have a Tower moment this week, that's okay, because it's shaking things up for a reason. If you've been avoiding, now it's kind of interesting. I use the term all week, avoid, and I don't mean the verb. I mean like you've been in a void of neither nor. This now relates to the Tower, because if you've been avoiding the verb, right? The universe comes and shakes things up. It smacks us around when we don't listen. And so the more you're not listening, the more things are going to come to light. Okay, so let's take a look what else you need to know. And we have here the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is the seed being planted. It's not going to harvest overnight. This is almost an energy that says you're worried that things are not moving quickly enough and you might want to try to rush it. But as I always say, you can't go busting out the miracle grow. You can't try to get flowers blooming tomorrow or vegetables in your garden instantly overnight. It doesn't work that way. You can't rush it. And so thinking of the worst case scenarios, which is really what anxiety is not going to help you. It really comes down to trusting the process. And with that, we have here the Four of Pentacles. So fours, you know, angels are with you. You are divinely guided and protected. So if you're seeing 44 or 444, there you go. There's a four right there. It wouldn't surprise me. You know, again, four, 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 four. Four of Pentacles is like saying, don't hold yourself back, right? Holding yourself back is not going to help you. This all or nothing is not going to help. So the universe is saying, I said what I said. Okay. So let's take a look at this lovely groovy tarot. I decided to take this deck today because I love the colors. They're exciting. And we're going to look at what's next. So what to embrace moving forward? What energy or opportunity or mindset will support our growth in the coming weeks? And we have here death and rebirth, allowing the change to take place. Okay, the transformation. And here we have justice, equal giving and receiving, and balance. That's the Libra energy. I really do think that the full moon is going to be very important for you, because full moons are about purging and surrendering and letting go. Like, where on a relationship front do you need to let something go? And here we have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is your ultimate wish fulfillment and happiness. As I always say, it's one thing to ask for, another thing to allow it. And here with that is the moon again. How beautiful. Full moon in Libra. Maybe this is a sign to come to the full moon Zoom. But essentially, it is telling you that you've got to have more balance in your life. So let's take a look at some last messages here. Let's see what you need to know. And we have Journey by Moonlight. Well, there you go. I think that's your sign, the full moon Zoom. Believe in magic. Journey by Moonlight. Spend time talking to the moon, looking at the moon, embracing the moon's energy. I mean, the moon is divine feminine energy, receiving, revealing, trusting your intuition. Interesting that we have this Scorpio energy. This is the second reference to Scorpio. And I don't know if you have any Scorpio placements or you're dealing with a Scorpio, but it says here, a fresh new way of living emerges. Transformation, the phoenix rising from the ashes. And here we have crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. It's like you're crossing that bridge into the new energy. I really hope this resonates with you. If you'd like to join us for the full moon Zoom or like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in the description box below. Thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing week.